Have you ever wanted something so badly you tried to speak it into existence? In high school, a girl named Janelle tried exactly that. Every single night, she practiced a secret routine. She wrote the name of her crush, Harold, on a slip of paper, tucked it inside her pillowcase, and whispered a specific phrase before falling asleep. "Harold will court me." It sounds like a silly teenage superstition, but this is a documented account submitted to the long-running Philippine radio program Maalala Mo Kaya. 10 years after she slipped that paper into her pillowcase, Janelle and Harold actually started dating, and eventually, among the rows of white crosses at a local memorial park, Harold got down on one knee and proposed. Janelle's nightly ritual had materialized into a picture-perfect romance. Her intense belief that they would end up together had, against the odds, become her reality. If a deeply held positive belief can construct a person's reality, we have to examine what happens when severe external forces push that mindset in the opposite direction. Almost immediately after the engagement, Harold's father, the town mayor, was violently killed in an ambush. Shortly after, Harold's estranged sister, Nicole, flew in from the United States for the funeral. Nicole and Janelle had been bitter rivals since high school, and Nicole immediately hatched a plot to derail the impending wedding, even trying to pay a family friend to seduce Janelle. A murdered parent and a malicious sibling actively trying to destroy the relationship. These compounding traumas create extreme psychological friction, testing whether Janelle and Harold's foundation can withstand reality turning against them. The family friend didn't take the bait. Instead, he recorded Nicole's plot on his phone and played the audio directly for Harold. Furious, Harold confronted his sister. In his rage, Harold weaponized a closely guarded family secret. He told Nicole that she was actually adopted, and that her biological mother had suffered from severe mental illness. The revelation shattered Nicole's identity. She fled in a state of absolute despair, eventually climbing onto the railing of a local concrete bridge to look down at the turbulent water below. When Harold got the call that she was about to jump, he rushed to save her. In his frantic race to the bridge, he swerved to avoid a tricycle, sending his car flipping into a ravine. A single heated argument triggered a rapid chain reaction. By lashing out to hurt his sister, Harold set off a domino effect that ended in physical and mental collapse. Harold survived the crash, but when the casts came off, he realized the devastating cost. He had suffered a cracked spinal cord, and his legs were completely paralyzed. This chart maps a negative self-fulfilling prophecy. Following trauma, the brain splits into two paths: physical reality, like paralysis, and the massive psychological loop. Harold began a dark ritual, internalizing the word inutile, useless. He convinced himself he was a burden with no future. Consumed by self-pity, he aggressively pushed Janelle away. When she took time off work to care for him, he yelled at her, demanding she leave and find someone whole. Janelle recognized what was happening. She told him that if he spent every day declaring himself useless, that was exactly what he would become. His physical body was injured, but his mindset was actively constructing his own permanent prison. After Janelle walked away, Harold was left in isolation with her warning echoing in his head. He had to decide whether to accept his self-imposed sentence or challenge it. He called for his maid, but he didn't ask her for help staying in bed. For the first time since the accident, he gripped the furniture, straining intensely, and asked her to help him stand. The physical therapy was agonizing. He would push himself up, only to immediately collapse. But his mindset had shifted. He told the maid he didn't care how many times he hit the floor, as long as he kept trying to rise. Medical treatment and time were necessary for his nerves to heal, but none of that mattered if he refused to move. The physical recovery only became possible the moment he abandoned his despair and chose to believe he could walk again. 5 months later, Janelle received a visitor. Harold walked into her house using forearm crutches. He apologized for pushing her away and for losing faith in himself. Their story stabilized. They finally got married and are expecting their first child, while Nicole returned to America to seek a path to healing. Life guarantees that we will face traumas that threaten to break us down. Whether we stay trapped on the floor or find the strength to stand back up depends almost entirely on the story we choose to tell ourselves.